Kia Sorento for $229 a month.
Tonight, breaking news: embattled Senate candidate Roy Moore, his attorney before the cameras just moments ago. What he now says about Moore and that fifth accuser. And tonight, our team asking the president.
Should Roy Moore resign, Mr. President? Do you believe his accusers?
Also breaking at this hour, what we've just learned about the deadly shooting, the gunman firing into a kindergarten classroom. The school custodian locking the doors just 8 to 10 seconds before the suspect got there. New video just in tonight after that suspected serial killer strikes again. The moment authorities want everyone at home to see. The new storm and holiday travel, the major system now moving across this country. The Midwest, then the East Coast, snow, heavy rain and wind. And authorities on the psychopath who escaped. You will see him in a taxi, what he says to his driver. The new audio right here tonight. The flight he then gets on and where he ends up. And the new Earth-sized planet. It could be habitable. How close is this one?
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Wednesday night. And we begin with President Trump back after his 12-day trip to Asia, saying his trip restored America's standing in the world after, quote, previous mistakes were made over many years by other administrations. He said NATO is, quote, very happy with Donald Trump and that countries he visited are united against North Korea. But now back home, the president refusing to answer any questions about Roy Moore. Tonight, Moore's own attorney before the cameras just a short time ago, and what he now says about that fifth accuser. ABC's chief national correspondent Tom Llamas starts us off from Alabama.
President Trump tonight refusing to turn his back on Roy Moore. Our Cecilia Vega at the White House pressing him on whether Moore should drop out.
Should Roy Moore resign, Mr. President? Do you believe his accusers?
Silence from the president. But tonight, his daughter, Ivanka, is speaking out, telling the Associated Press there's a special place in hell for people who prey on children. I've yet to see a valid explanation, and I have no reason to doubt the victims' accounts. One of those accounts from Beverly Young Nelson, who says Moore sexually assaulted her when she was 16. She said he told her nobody would believe her story.
He said, "You're just a child." And he said, "I am the district attorney of Etowah County."
Nelson says that's the last contact she had with Roy Moore. Moore has said he never met her and does not know her. But tonight, Moore's lawyer fighting back, saying Moore was actually a judge in Nelson's divorce case in 1999.
There was contact. Judge Moore signed an order in that case.
The lawyer also wants a handwriting expert to evaluate the inscription Nelson says Moore wrote in her high school yearbook. "To a sweeter, more beautiful girl, I could not say Merry Christmas." Signed, Love Roy Moore, DA.
Look at the 1977 after Merry Christmas. Look at those two sevens. And then look below at the 77. And I want to ask you, do you think it was written by the same person?
Moore denies any inappropriate sexual conduct with teenage girls, but not that he dated teenagers when he was in his 30s.
Do you remember dating girls that young at that time?
Not generally, no. If I did, I'm not going to dispute anything, but I don't remember anything like that.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who calls Moore unfit for the Senate, is urging a write-in candidate to step forward.
The Alabamian who would, fit that standard would be the Attorney General, who's totally well-known and extremely popular in Alabama.
Moore today tweeting the quote, "Washington elite will do whatever it takes to stop him."
They've spent over $30 million to try to take me out. They've done everything they could, and now they're together to try to keep me from going to Washington.
In Moore's hometown of Gadsden, Alabama, Republicans I spoke with are torn.
I find it strange that after 40 years somebody comes forward. I mean, why would you wait 40 years if that really did happen?
If I'm Roy Moore, I get out of this race.
Mixed opinions there in Alabama. Tom Llamas with us live from Birmingham. And Tom, Roy Moore's campaign tonight challenging, of course, as you point out, that fifth accuser, Beverly Young Nelson. Roy Moore had said he didn't know her, but now, as you report, his lawyer says he was a judge in her divorce case. You've reached out to her lawyer?
That's right. Gloria Allred has just gotten back to us. She says she has sent an email to the Senate Judiciary Committee
She wants her client to testify under oath in front of that committee and Roy Moore to do the same. If that happens, she will release that yearbook so independent experts can look at the handwriting. And David, we have some breaking news tonight. There is a new accuser in this case. She claims in the 90s she went to Roy Moore's office looking for legal help. He made her feel uncomfortable. This is what she alleges. And at the end of the meeting, he grabbed her by the backside. Roy Moore has denied all allegations of sexual misconduct. David?
Tom Llamas leading us off tonight from Alabama. Tom, thank you. And as you heard there, the president did not answer questions from our Cecilia Vega about Roy Moore. And the president also comes home to something else. It involves your money, your taxes. The president fired a warning shot before he left on his trip on a new tax plan, telling Republicans this.
I want the House to pass a bill by Thanksgiving. I want all of the people standing by my side when we get ready to sign by Christmas, hopefully before Christmas.
But tonight, the Senate tax plan appears to be in jeopardy. Several Republican senators are voicing concern, and Republicans can only afford to lose 2 of them. So let's get right to ABC senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega tonight at the White House. Cecilia, what are you learning, and do they still believe they're going to be able to sign a tax bill by Christmas?
David, a senior official here at the White House just told me that they are still optimistic that Christmas is the target date for this signing. But here is the reality. Wisconsin's Ron Johnson today became the first Republican senator to say he is a no. He says the bill as it's currently written benefits big corporations over small businesses. Among the undecided, Maine's Susan Collins. She says that late ad by Republicans to repeal that Obamacare mandate requiring all Americans to have insurance is wrong. That would add an estimated 13 million more Americans to the ranks of the uninsured. So, David, Christmas may be optimistic, but we will soon see.
All right, Cecilia Vega live at the White House. Cecilia, thank you. Next tonight to that deadly rampage in Northern California, a gunman shooting into a kindergarten class. Police now identifying the gunman, and they now say his wife was actually his first victim. They have found her body. It was hidden under the floor in their home. And tonight, the school custodian who locked the door seconds before the gunman could get in. ABC senior national correspondent Matt Gutman in Red Bluff, California, again tonight.
Quick-thinking staff at this tiny school made that life-or-death decision in mere seconds.
8 to 10 seconds had elapsed between the doors being closed for the lockdown and him appearing in the quad.
Tonight, we learned that the elementary school's secretary ordered the lockdown, and video shows a custodian distracting the shooter who had rammed his truck into the school.
The head custodian, who was shepherding students into the classroom, poked his head around the building, saw the gentleman, and drew his attention. It's my understanding that several shots were fired towards the custodian. This is every educator in America's worst nightmare.
When I turned my back, our window was being blasted through.
Dozens of rounds fired into the classrooms, but only 1 child wounded.
It was a very, very good result to possibly the worst situation that I can imagine.
But this community still reeling as the sheriff today unearthed the first victim murdered in Kevin Neal's killing spree, his wife, raising the death toll to 5.
He had literally cut a hole in his floor and literally just put her body in the floor and covered it up.
And first thing Tuesday morning, Neal began his 25-minute rampage, first killing 2 neighbors. He then drove through the rural community before crashing into the school. Afterwards, the shooter continued on until he was finally killed by police in a shootout. And for the first time, we hear from the shooter's family.
He clearly had no business with firearms. He had full-on paranoia and delusions.
Matt Gutman with us live again tonight from California. And Matt, we know the shooter was facing numerous charges before this shooting took place. Community, we just heard from her there asking how then did he get the guns used in this rampage?
That's a primary question here, David. Now, among those charges was assault with a deadly weapon. Under the provisions of those charges, he should have been prohibited from possessing a firearm. Somehow he circumvented that, procuring the components of a weapon and somehow assembling those 2 semi-automatic rifles that he used in that shooting in his own home. David.
Matt Gutman in California again tonight. Thank you, Matt. We turn next here to a major new clue in the hunt for a possible serial killer in Tampa. 4 people killed now, all in one neighborhood, striking again in recent days. Police now say the man seen in this surveillance video right here from the night of the first murder is the actual suspect in all of the others. And tonight there's also new surveillance video recorded just yesterday. And ABC's Victor Oquendo with that surveillance.
This is the new video Tampa police want you to watch closely tonight, showing a person walking moments before the latest victim of an apparent serial killer was gunned down early Tuesday. Police believe it's the same person spotted near the scene of the first murder and are now confirming this is their suspect.
Same manner of walking, same manner of dress with a hood up.
The FBI seen here going door to door after 60-year-old Ronald Felton was murdered. The fourth victim shot to death in the last month, all within a half mile, all walking alone in the dark.
I don't sleep at night.
For the people who live in this neighborhood, no reprieve from fear.
We thought it was over, that we had probably scared the person out of the neighborhood because the police presence is so great now, and then this happens.
Police have gotten thousands of tips, and they're hoping by increasing the reward to $91,000, someone with concrete information will come forward. David?
Victor, thank you. We turn next to Washington tonight and that bombshell dropped yesterday on Capitol Hill. The congresswoman who said there are 2 congressmen who have harassed staffers still on the Hill right now. Well, tonight a new bill to require training and to reform the process to file complaints for staffers on the Hill. And it comes as we have also learned about your money, that Congress has paid more than $16 million to settle complaints. Here's ABC's Mary Bruce on the Hill again tonight.
Tonight, members of Congress are on a mission to clean their own house, taking on sexual harassment after that bombshell allegation.
There are 2 members of Congress, Republican and Democrat, right now, who have been subject to review or not have been subject to review, but have engaged in sexual harassment.
This is what allegedly happened to one staffer dropping off research at a member's home.
The young staffer is a young woman, went there and was greeted with a member in a towel. It was a male, who then invited her in. At that point, he decided to expose himself. She left, and then she quit her job.
Tonight, some lawmakers want names.
Well, I think it's good to get this stuff out, name them. Just get it out, lay it out.
Currently, victims go through 30 days of mandatory counseling, sign a non-disclosure agreement, undergo 30 days of mediation, and a month-long cooling-off period before filing any legal claim. Over the past 20 years, Congress has settled 260 cases related to workplace violations, including harassment, costing American taxpayers more than $16 million.
It's opaque, it is not transparent, and it's really set up to protect the perpetrators.
But a new bill would make counseling and mediation optional, allow anonymous complaints, and eliminate those non-disclosure agreements.
This whole story exposing the different set of rules for staffers on the Hill tonight. Mary, in the meantime, this new bill would also mean big changes for accused lawmakers who settle harassment claims.
David, this new bill aims to beef up transparency and accountability. If a lawmaker settles a claim, they would be named publicly, and they would have to pay that settlement out of their own pocket. David.
Mary Bruce with us live again tonight. Mary, thank you. We want to turn next to that storm that could cause real problems for holiday travel. A new storm moving across the country tonight. Winter weather alerts already in 9 states. The threat reaching all the way to the East Coast by the weekend after traveling right there through the Midwest as the Thanksgiving holiday travel gets underway. Let's get right to meteorologist Rob Marciano tracking this again tonight for us. Hey, Rob.
Hey, David, as you mentioned, it's a big storm going to traverse the entire country, starting with the West Coast tonight. Seattle down to San Francisco, heavy rain, high winds, an atmospheric river pointed right at Northern California. Really concerned about the wine country, a wildfire area there. Could see some mudslides with all the rain coming in tonight. Then it pushes inland, some snow in the mountains, and by Friday we're through Minneapolis and Chicago with rain there. Saturday getting in through Cincinnati, D.C., eventually into New York. The entire East Coast over the weekend. Just as you mentioned, people are starting their holiday travel. Kind of a mess. David?
Rob Marciano with us again tonight. Thank you, Rob. Nonetheless, overseas tonight in an apparent military coup in Africa. Zimbabwe's President Robert Mugabe, at 93, the world's oldest head of state, is now under house arrest tonight. The military appearing to be in charge of the capital and state TV, but they insist this is just a, quote, bloodless correction. That show of force after Mugabe fired his deputy, putting his wife in a potential place to actually replace him. No word on whether the military is going to allow that to happen. Back here at home tonight, 3 UCLA basketball players now apologizing after an international incident. This apology comes after they were arrested for shoplifting during a team trip to China last week, suspended from the team indefinitely tonight. Today, President Trump tweeting, suggesting they should thank him for their freedom. Here's ABC's Lindsay Davis.
The 3 UCLA basketball players at the heart of an international shoplifting scandal, giving President Trump what he asked for, a thank you.
To President Trump and the United States government, thank you for taking the time to intervene on our behalf.
The thank yous come after President Trump tweeted, "Do you think the 3 UCLA basketball players will say thank you, President Trump? They were headed for 10 years in jail." LiAngelo Ball, Jalen Hill, and Cody